loud or not? Everybody here in the back, awesome. I want to say thank you to everybody for coming out tonight on this Thursday for spending your time in the auditorium at Penn State. A special thank you to Penn State School Pool for hosting the event, the Sustainability Symposium, and also Ms. Julie Myers for all the work that she did for Penn State and setting all this up. My name is Gregory Wood. I am from the School County area, born and raised Orangeburg. I went to school at Blue Mountain High School, graduated, grew up on a tree farm. So I do have a background when it comes to sustainability, to farming and stuff like that, irrigation, crop management, and things of that nature. The reason I was brought here tonight was with School County Trout Limited, we have a project going on right now that's in the works to better a portion of the Schuylkill River. If most of you know about the Schuylkill River in Schuylkill County, this is where it originates. Back in the day, it was polluted by mining. It used to be orange throughout parts of the county. That is no longer true. Some of the natural resources and normal things in nature have helped to clean this up, along with the help of, obviously, community events, programs, donations, and things like that. You actually brought up the community garden at Penn State. I think that's a wonderful idea. Same thing that you guys do with the community garden is what we do also with Trout Limited. What we do is bring out our volunteers to help us go out and clean up streams, better the community, go into schools, teach them the things that normal people don't get taught in the educational background. I'm going to start off with the first slide here. Obviously, we're on a sustainability program tonight, so I want to read this. This is one of my favorite sayings, environmental and/or any saying actually there is, I've read. Only after the last tree has been cut down, only after the last river has been poisoned, only after the last fish has been caught, only then we find out that money cannot be eaten. And there's nothing more true than that. Everybody knows that we can spend all the money in the world, we can pollute, we can destroy things. Look out in California, I lived out there, they had smog. Smog was all over the cities, it was disgusting. You didn't have trees out there, you didn't have the nice things that we have out in this area here. So again, I'm from Trout Limited. The very last part will be from Rivers Outdoors. I'm a professional guide from fly fishing. I fly fish around the country, around the world, taught it. I do it professionally to get paid for it. It's a really hard job. Something I love doing. So can't complain too much in that aspect of it. All right, so the Schuylkill River Trout Habitat Enhancement Project is being held in New Philadelphia. Does everybody know where New Philly is? People are from around here. Okay, anybody don't? You're not going to miss it. No, I'm just joking. All right, so what I'm going to do is, I don't have this all memorized, obviously, off the top of my head. I'm going to give you a little background on our project. With a 2,000 square mile watershed, the Schuylkill River flows 130 miles from the headwaters near Tuscarora, Pennsylvania, to its confluence in the Delaware River near Philadelphia. The upper Schuylkill River is the headwater portion of the watershed located in Schuylkill County, Pennsylvania, and it encompasses 265 square miles. Located within the New Philadelphia Borough Park, once able to support aquatic life due to severe severe pollution from raw sewage discharge and abandoned mine drainage. You'll hear me say AMD. I just don't feel like saying abandoned mine drainage the entire evening. So that's what I'm saying from there. Sewage pollution was addressed through the expansion or construction of wastewater collection lines and treatment facilities through the PA Department of Environmental Protection, DEP, Act 537, Sewage Facility Program. Schuylkill County Trout Limited, with assistance from Schuylkill County Schuylkill Conservation District, otherwise known as SCD, is planning to design, permit, and implement a project that increases habitat to wild trout populations along approximately 1,200 feet of the Schuylkill River in the borough of New Philadelphia. I will have slides where pictures are shown, the exact location, topographic maps, and stuff like that. We all know what we're talking about. Implementation of this habitat project is designed to not only increase wild trout numbers in the project area, but also enhance wild brook trout, which is what in the state of Pennsylvania? Anybody know? State fish, thank you. Wild brook trout fishing opportunities to the public. along the Schuylkill River that would otherwise not exist. So. Beauty. Everybody likes walking outside. Most of us like nature, fishing, hunting, bicycling, walking, riding, stuff like that. You walk out your door wherever you live. You take a deep breath in, you take a look around, you see everything that's magical that God Himself created in this wonderful world. So one of my favorite pictures is actually from New York State, Salmon River, in January of 2014. It was -7 degrees out. We were fishing. So you guys probably think, all right, this guy's nuts. Again, I do it for a job, so it pays the bills, extra income and stuff like that. But to wake up and look at something like that every day is absolutely phenomenal. If you guys out there, people wasting water, throwing trash around, not taking care of the environment, we're never going to have things like this. Pretty much what I just read you guys off the project background. Future plans extend the walking path along the Schuylkill River to Ferndale Road. And with this, we're going to try to increase the Schuylkill River, and SCTU is planning additional habitat project upstream above the park. That I'm not literally going to discuss yet because it's not in the works and it has not been formulated. We're going to take a look here. Anybody knows New Philadelphia? This is the park back here. Right now. What's your name again, ma'am?
Sean Hostler.
Hostler and Mr. Hostler are here. I'm actually glad they're here. They own this section here. Obviously, I only have a little piece of your land. They own this section here going down to right here. Am I correct? In this section right here.
Yep.
Do we extend any further down?
Not towards the field.
Okay, not a problem. So they are local landowners, so you're going to see input from them and the community also because they will voice their opinion. That's what they're there for. They own their land. That's their land. She brought up to me about they have a private dam on their property. They don't want people coming up there and fishing. I appreciate that. I respect that. With Trout Limited, DEP, and the Schuylkill County Conservation District, we will do everything in our best ability to alleviate the trash being left on your land and people being trespassing on your property. Like I said, my parents and my family, tree farm and stuff like that, we know what that's like all the time. They used to come down, four-wheelers and stuff like that, and tear things up. So I do extend the respect from us. Hope that we can work together in the future when this project starts working and figure out a solution in that aspect of it. So thank you very much for coming tonight. Figure 2, this is the second portion of the habitat right here going down into the main part of New Philadelphia. Again, we have not designed a plan and or procedures in doing so yet, so I will not discuss that at this time. Here is a picture from today from the New Philadelphia Community Park, the baseball field. So I went back a slide. Look at this section right here along the downside of the river. This is a picture looking upstream on the Schuylkill River. This is exactly what it looks like about 7 hours ago when these pictures were taken. If you notice along the sides, you have a lot of laurels, a lot of trash, a lot of things laying here in the water. Obviously, it's not clean looking right now from a lot of the runoff from farms and mountains and stuff like that. So this is the upper section. We're going to come to the next one. If we look down from exactly where we're standing, that is the lower section of it. You're starting to see the water quality look a little bit cleaner. It opens up. Again, lots of things here where erosion can happen. Stuff like that when the rain comes really heavy, it comes down and wash all these things out, washes it downstream, creates dams and things of that nature. So that's going to get into the next portion of that. With that being said, we have to look at local landowners, money, projects, and things of that nature. But with us at Trout Limited, what we're trying to do is increase fishing opportunities for the public. In that aspect, what I mean is Pennsylvania has the most free-flowing rivers out of any other state in the 48 besides Alaska, obviously because they're the size of Texas even more. We do have more free-flowing freestone rivers in this state than we do anywhere else that can hold a wild trout population. Like I said, what we're trying to do is a 1,200 square foot section going down the river. What we entitled to do is bring in limestone, bring in erosion products to stop the soil, trees, and stuff like that from moving off the properties downstream, causing problems, flood stages and stuff like that also. We're not in a flood stage up in this section here, but little things we can help, bringing rocks, bringing trees, planting trees, cleaning up, building barriers and stuff like that to better assist the quality of life for the people around it and also the quality of life for our environment. We also utilize the project as a way to more thoroughly engage current members. Along with School County Trout Limit, I'm going to talk about this a little bit. Our age group average is 53 years old. I am not 53 years old. You guys say that. It's not going to make my day. But myself and Chris, I'm the president of TU. Chris is the vice president, both in our early 30s. I got a couple TU members back here also. Peggy and Cliff, stand up for me real quick. I don't want to make him go out in the streams and clean up all the time and stock fish. I try to get youth out there as best I can. That's what my involvement is now with me taking over, coming to Penn State like this. The great thing is, Blue Mountain High School, go Eagles. Go Eagles. I just found out that juniors and seniors need 30 hours of community service. I am a very, very happy camper because those are the kids that come out there and plant my trees, move my rocks, and stuff like that because they're young and they have to in order to graduate now, which is nice. But that's what we're trying to alleviate for our members is the older generation to come out there and kill themselves. We're going to get more involved with the youth. You have a wonderful program going here. Actually, you see probably more young people here, obviously, who are at college than I do of the older generation, which is nice to see. But that's what we're trying to do is bring people in to help us out with our projects, community work. You're learning something here and there that you may not ever knew about before. That's a big fish. It's got a 20-pound steelhead from upstate New York. That is a wild run trout that comes from the lake into the river system. The river can sustain wild fish habitat and allow it to spawn. Those fish swim 17 miles from the lake into the river system to a dam to pretty much to perfect the art of love in life. They're the only true species that will follow their mate up the river, reproduce, and or die at the same time. So without clean water, without clean environment, without protection from the DEP, from Trout Limit, and multiple other organizations around the country, I wouldn't be able to hold fish like that. I wouldn't be able to take clients out fishing, and it's incredible. It really is. It's an incredible feeling to take a father and son that's maybe his age in their 50s. They haven't fly fished or went fishing in 20, 30 years, and they bring in something like that. It's a life-changing experience, and that brings a great deal of passion to my heart to do something like that for somebody. So the environment, obviously, very important to me in our organization. We're going to get into the work plan here and briefly go over this. Clouser Environmental LLC, they are pretty much the ones that are doing all the prepping and planning. I don't get involved in this kind of stuff. I don't have the education for it. I'm not saying I'm stupid or anything, but I just don't. They go to college, this kind of stuff, so I'll let somebody else get paid to do it that way also. Their main goal is for the fish enhancement. So you're looking at the outlying areas and stuff like that, what they can do to better it in that aspect. Schuylkill Conservation District, everybody's familiar with them. Their big goal is, take a look at number 3 here, prepare erosion sedimentation control plans, detailed brief narrative and application. They have designed a probably 20-page paper about how they're going to go through and take care of the erosion and things like that in the section that we're trying to do. Again, pretty peaceful. I wouldn't mind waking up to that every morning, looking out my door and seeing something like that. This particular section, again, this is upstate New York. I understand we're in Pennsylvania, Schuylkill County. This is a private section of river that you have to pay to fish on. I'm actually glad it's like that. You have to pay $75 a day to fish there. Okay? But when you fish here, you can walk up and down this entire section that is 3.3 miles. You will not find trash. You will not find waste. You'll not find fishing line, nothing of that sort, because first of all, you're paying $75. Let's not ruin it, obviously. And the second thing is they take so well care of this entire area, from top to bottom, the river system and stuff like that, that why would you want to waste the environment in that aspect when you have those kind of fish swim through your section when you're making $75 a day? It is a business, obviously. People have to eat, people have to sleep, in a house and stuff like that. So, School County Trout Limited, again, that's obviously who we're with tonight. What we're trying to do is provide volunteers to assist with habitat structure construction, your erosion, planting trees, bringing limestone in, cleaning up the area and stuff like that. Members of supply operating equipment for habitat structure construction. The great thing is, this slide will come up a little bit later. Our project costs $22,000. The borough of New Philadelphia has donated their time and machinery to better assist our plans. Also, the Medina Enterprises LLC out of Port Carbon has donated the use of heavy machinery also, if needed, in this section without any cost to us. That saved us close to $65,000 just in labor and machinery costs. Required supply materials required to construct habitat structures. Received a lot of donations from local communities, local organizations, businesses, stuff like that. Solar Innovations, I'm not sure if any of you guys are familiar with them. They're from Mountain Pine Grove. Wonderful company. I don't have all their information with me, or else I can talk about them. Brian Lengel is one of the members there of Trout Limited and the head member of their Real Design company. They actually build fly reels there. American made, made in School County. So we're trying to get all these companies out there to help us out. If it's a little help here and there, a person here, a person there, it all makes a better difference. The other cool thing is, people still read newspapers, I guess. We have them at my work. I don't know why. Everybody has the internet nowadays. I'm just joking. But television, radio, WNEP from Scranton will be down for our project. When we first started doing it, they'll be doing a series on the development of the area and things like that. So we will list when that's available. The radio station, we are on AM 1360, which is out of Pottsville. T102. It's their substation for AM. WPPA, thank you, sorry. 10 o'clock every third Tuesday, they're on there. Cliff is usually over there talking on the radio about fishing. It's kind of weird talking about fishing on the radio. People hear us, people ask questions, they show up at our meetings, stuff like that. That's when we get involved with. There's free advertising out there and stuff like that. Again, construction activities with New Philadelphia Borough, hand in hand with them. They're extremely knowledgeable and wonderful to work with. I have no complaints with them at all. Again, erosion sedimentation control plan, and then post-project monitoring and structures. That's actually, man, where you brought up to me earlier about your class coming in the fall. Someone brought up a class coming in the fall, testing water quality, stuff like that. We will be working with you guys doing that because you have a free program to use now and a project already done. You just have to get all the facts, put it on paper or a slideshow, whatever you got to do for wherever it's going to help out there. Schuylkill Headwater Association, small organization out of Schuylkill County. The headwater obviously means the head of the water. The Schuylkill River is where it started. There's an organization that helps protect that. They are the ones giving us the grant for the New Philadelphia Walking Trail. Into the schedule, obviously we're in March 2016. The EAS grant announced that we have been awarded the grant for that. April, we're getting the grant ready, so it's kind of delayed on that part. Product design, again, that's going to be other companies coming in design and doing stuff like that. Permitting, permits, pay the government, permits, pay the township. That's just the way it is, part of life. Project construction, we're planning in August, September, the hottest part of the year. So if anybody wants to come out and sweat and get a good tan, come find me. I'll be out with that, no problem. We expect to be done September of 2016, as long as we have enough manpower and volunteers from our organization and any other organizations there is out there to accomplish the mission. Post-project monitoring, again, this goes into effect with the Penn State School curriculum. They'll be coming out and helping us that way. Final report writing is the middle. Again, Penn State will be helping us with that, along with all these other organizations that are following along our footsteps. Like I said before, I'm a guide in PA and New York. I come out these rivers and I stand in the water. I can stand there all day long. This is actually in December. The Lehigh River. Anybody's familiar with that? Not in School County. Another system of water that is neglected by the state of Pennsylvania for wild trout. There's obviously a competitive set when it comes to it. That river is controlled by a dam, Francis E. Walter. So they have dam control. They'll raise and drop the river on a daily basis and a weekend basis to accompany the tourists that come in from out of the area to go whitewater rafting. What happens when they do that, and they're bringing these water levels up and down, the wild trout, the trout that do live in there, and the other aquatic life, and obviously the islands, stuff like that you see, water level comes up, washes everything out, clears food out of the ecosystem in the river, fish can't eat, the dirt comes down, you're talking trees, logs, stuff like that. It's pretty dangerous actually. You think going down with 100 whitewater rafters to the gorge is dangerous, but you have logs coming down and it's even better. But guiding the future, what I mean by that is, this young lady, she is from Pottsville. She is now at Keystone College up in the Clark Summit area. She is in an environmental program up there. I'll be actually up there on Saturday, talking for the college up there also. She is probably the only female fly fisherman I ever met in School County. Very good at what she does, very educated. So without helping the future out with people like that, how are we going to get anywhere else we're trying to get? Sorry. Gotta break it up a little, gotta keep it entertaining, right? Obviously, outreach plan. My outreach is to catch bigger fish, duh. Because I do it for a living, but it is one of my passions in life. My ultimate passion in life is fishing. Fish like this, they don't just come from the sky. God put them here. After so long, after you start killing them off too much, they will disappear. The reason why we stock fish into the river systems in School County and any other areas is to alleviate the pressure on the wild trout. We live in a great state. You are entitled to buying a fishing license, and you are entitled to taking home whatever the maximum creel limit is per day. My philosophy is zero kill. I'm sure a couple of you saw me on Facebook. That's my Facebook name. I do not kill fish. 2 reasons. I make a living doing it, not killing them, because if I kill 10 a day, that's 10 less my clients are going to catch the next day. And why would you do something that beautiful? I'm not saying I don't hunt and don't fish like that. I don't eat anything, eat meat, or I'm not a vegan or anything like that. It's the beauty of nature that we don't realize is there, and a lot of people take for granted, especially small business owners like myself and stuff like that we go through on a daily basis. You start killing all these fish off, I'm not going to have a job. People are going to go out, they're going to start fishing, they're not going to catch anything, and the next thing you know, the system dies. This is going into how we are going to pretty much advertise and go about our project and stuff like that. A couple key things in here, I'm not going to read the whole thing. I brought up T12, our time slot on the radio, WNAP channel 16. We have segments on the Pennsylvania Outdoor Life section of WNAP. Pottsville Republican, everybody's familiar with that one also. The project will be a stop and watershed tours given routinely throughout the year to other nonprofit organizations, secondary school and college and university classes, again, Penn State. Porcupine Pat, if I don't mind asking you to stand up, please. I know that's not your real name. It's the only reason I know you from being in elementary school. People like him that come out and do tours, you need a place to do it. Hawk Mountain's wonderful. School County is not always looked at the best county in the state. We have a lot of people talk bad about us up here, things like that, and that's part of it. Now we're going to have better programs, better reasons for people to come here and see things and experience what we have to offer. as simple as cleaning up a stream, throwing trash away, and stuff like that. But it helps Porcupine Pat out with what he does in his conservation and stuff like that. Snowball effect, one person helps another one, networking. Secondary schools, Blue Mountain Elementary East, Porcupine Pat and myself with Trout Limited last year did a fishing thing over at Sweetheart Lake, sorry, I always get confused with Whippoorwill. Sweetheart Lake, wonderful. I love having little kids there and stuff like that, teaching them how to fish and throw fishing rods around. It's just like, oh my gosh. You know, you're playing outside, it's amazing. Everybody's glued to their phones nowadays and tablets. I'm a victim to it also, but when I'm outside, I get lost and immersed in the beautiful nature. A lot of meetings with the school conservation district and stuff like that that we attend, and they're all public meetings that you can come out. Ma'am, again, you're welcome to come out. We entirely to come out and invite you out to voice your opinion and or concerns at some of these meetings. I will get you all that information also prior to the evening closing. We will also be holding different events throughout the years. Now we have a section of the river that's cleaned up, taken care of. Now we can have events there. You have a park, you have picnics, fishing rodeos, all those kind of ideas. Without that, cleaning up and doing this, it's one less place you're going to have. Everything's going to be crowded in one local area. We all know what that's like. Trout are the main concern in this portion and section that we are going through. The reason is because there's a wild trout. They don't just, like I said, they don't fall from the sky. The fish that the state stocks in Pennsylvania are called triploids. They are unreproductive fish. So everybody knows that. The fish that the state stocks, that they just stock today, the little scoop down the fly shop in the wrinkle, FYI, write a note down there for yourself. They're all triploids. They can't reproduce. So without reproduction of the wild trout in the system, they will just diminish and they'll eventually become endangered and disappear off the face of the earth, which we don't want. Obviously, I don't want that either. I love fishing to death, and so do most of my members in the community. Tonight's Ron Ben. Again, scenic pictures. This is Lehigh River. You know, this is what I probably enjoy it. You know, I have, like I said, deep passion for all things to do with water. Probably I actually went over that during the beginning of my presentation. Evaluation indicators. Fish and Boat Commission, they have post-project analysis that they must complete to make this all legal throughout the state and the DEP and trout limit and stuff like that. So they're our main contact to get everything legalized and make sure it's done correctly throughout the local landowners and the protection of the environment. Financial evaluation. Project cost $22,000. Doesn't seem like a lot of money. Since then, we have received $5,000 from TU National, the National Trout Limited. We also received a $3,000 grant from the School Conservation District. Again, materials and supplies were donated by the New Philadelphia Borough and Medina Enterprises out of Port Carbon. So, big help in that aspect there, getting things done. Cold, clean, fishable waters. They're not cold, they're not clean, they're not fishable. Simple as that. Water gets too warm in summer, kills the trout off. No, I would build whole things like that. Now everybody's talking about holding their kids when they're bored and how magical the feeling is. For me, it's fish. Straight out. I love my daughter to death. But I love fishing. I do. I really do. It's a passion in my life that I don't ever want to go away. Last thing I wanted to show you guys. I'll read this out loud. Another one of my favorite quotes in the fishing world. This is, I do not know who wrote this. So we're going to say unknown. I am a wild trout. I have a sense of smell that rivals that of a bloodhound. I am a predator to some, but I am considered prey to others. I have the ability to hear things that no human ear can detect. I see my world in brilliant color. I am susceptible to exhaustion and disease. From birth, I only had a 1 in 100 chance to survive to grow even an inch in length. I have survived through droughts, forest fires, floods, but still I'm here. I rely on aquatic insects and even cannibalization to to replenish enough calories in my body to survive. I gorge myself in the summer to avoid starvation in the winter. The longer I live, the stronger my instincts become. Anglers have caught me, yes I have. Sometimes I'm brought to the net, other times I escape. With each encounter, I must become more and more elusive because I realize that one day I may not be released. I am a worthy adversary, and you should respect me. I am wild trout. Says a lot coming from a fish, even though they don't talk. The aspect of that. One slide here real quick for you. I'll just play the background. This is a video, some slide pictures and stuff like that from my guiding experience. So I'm going to take a step back from Trout Limited. We're going to talk about why I feel it's sustainable for what I do. Again, I guide, take drift boat trips, take people all over the state, Pennsylvania, New York, fishing. I teach one-on-one courses where I teach fly fishing that people never did before. They may have did it 30, 40 years ago, they want to be refreshed. The love I have for it, taking somebody out, family, friends, loved ones, children, parents, grandparents, whatever it may be, business people, they're the best ones, they're the fun ones. Without keeping the environment safe and without taking care of it, I'm never going to have a job. I'm never going to have the ability to have close friends like I do Chris, which is the one recording this right now. Him and I have been friends for 26 years. We've been fishing probably about 20 years together. Okay? That's something that I cannot replace in my life as a memory or as a passion or as a friendship that way. So yes, I do find that it is important to me. We're not all perfect. I understand that sometimes we leave trash around, things fall in your pocket. Do your best to clean it up. Local landowners, they walk out their door, they see trash sitting on the ground. That just makes them hang up those wonderful yellow signs that we all love. Posted signs, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about. Private property. I lived in Montana for 4 years of my life. I was in the military out there, stationed as a recruiter for the United States Marine Corps. Very hard job because I fished every other day. Especially in Montana. Montana is a wonderful place to live. Absolutely gorgeous. Fishing opportunities are endless out there. That entire state, they do not allow any local systems to apply trout stocking. 90% of the fish out there are wild. Okay. What's that say for the rest of the world? We're doing something wrong, obviously. People fly in from all over the country and all over the world to fish in Montana and stuff like that because they have things going right. They have their green ideas. Their pollution. There's not even a million people in Montana. It's crazy. We have a million people in probably a city close to us around here that it's ridiculous. With that being said, I started fly fishing when I was 7 years old on the Little Schuylkill River. Family farm and Chase Hill Tree Farms outside of Warrensburg in the Keensburg area. I grew up on a tree farm. I used to fish every day. If I woke up tomorrow and I could not fish anymore because of something that happened that someone did to the environment or someone did to a place that I love, it would ruin me for the rest of my life. It really would. I served 8 years in the military. I spent 2 years in Iraq. Been there, done that, had my fun. This is my release from pain and memories and stuff like that. I don't do drugs, I don't take prescriptions, stuff like that from the VA. This is my prescription. Seeing this 48-year-old gentleman that never went fly fishing in his life go up to New York and catch big fish like this. And that's my enjoyment. That's why I believe so much in replenishing the earth and stuff like that and keeping everything clean. Keep these projects going, because if we stop the projects, everything's going to fail. Like I said, that first saying I showed from the Creole Indians, itch at heart. It's actually going to be my next tattoo on my chest. So, in closing, nature's beautiful. We all enjoy it. Obviously, we would not be sitting here on Thursday evening if you did did not care about it. So again, I want to say thank you. Do your part. There's so many organizations out there that are looking for volunteers all the time. If you need credit hours, stuff like that, get a hold of me. I'll give you a shovel and some gloves and some boots. You can go out there and shovel mud all day long. Absolutely. I am way too pretty dressed to go out and do stuff like that. So, but just think about what you're doing before you do it. You know, before you throw that bottle of water out the window, or you're standing by a river and you dump your trash bags along the side of the bank. You know, you don't care. You know, my mom cares. My uncle cares when you're polluting our property. I care when you pollute my fish. I put a lot of time and effort into the little school pool. And that's probably the joy of my life, that fishery. So, in closing, again, I'd like to say thank you for the opportunity to come up here and talk. The aspects of School County Trout Limited and Rivers Outdoors, the fly shop down in Ringo, which is no longer open. But in that aspect, we all see what Mother Nature has below the surface that probably most of us didn't know. Just by watching the slides, we love you here. So again, thank you, Ms. Julie, for the opportunity to come here. Thank you, faculty, staff, and students that all showed up. And a special thank you to my mom. I love you very much. Thank you for taking the time out here in the evening, being my only family member here. So I do appreciate that. So thank you very much. Thank you, guys. I want that place to get jealous for a while.